All right. I hope I can be allowed to share screen. Morning, everyone. Just trying to share the screen now so we can start the program. Um, Let me just ask the co-host. I will put the slides here because it seems I could not share my PowerPoint. Okay. Good morning to all participants to our webinar Initiating an Introspection of Modern Popular Culture in Southeast Asia. This roundtable discussion attempts to consider the initial and the potential contribution of intra-Asian popular culture flows to the future of locally based area studies of the region, its people, and its historical trajectory. We are faced with a rather limited range of locally published accessible ideas when examining the case within the otherwise rich traditions of the region itself. Instead of following the usual of looking back to milestones, key texts, authors, and debates, area studies in the past, local conditions have led us to focus on the present potentials of the future. Let us pay our respects to the national anthems of Thailand, to be followed by the national anthem of Indonesia. At this juncture, allow me to introduce the Southeast Asian Media Studies Director, Dr. Alexander Clam, for his opening remarks.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Hello, good morning. Before I start, do we still have people waiting in the waiting room to be admitted to the webinar? I admitted many, but I hope, please double check every once in a while whether there are people waiting to be admitted.
Yes, sir.
Yes, welcome everyone to this webinar. I make it very brief. I would like to thank Dr. Maria Gueneta Ipusta, the head of the Special Interest Group for Popular Culture, for organizing this webinar. This is our fourth or fifth webinar already this year, so this is great. And I would also very much thank Dr. Grisana Punpeng of Chulalongkorn University and for Dr. Yuyun Surya of Universitas Airlangga accepting the invitation to join this roundtable discussion today. Yeah, I'm very excited to be listening to you very soon. So without much further ado, let's move it along. Thank you very much. And everyone, yeah, please enjoy this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Clem. Before I proceed with introducing our speakers, may I just please remind you of our webinar. Kindly keep your mics muted so that it will not interrupt the smooth flow. And you may type your questions at the chat box and wait to be acknowledged. So let's get it going then. It is with great pleasure that I introduce our first discussant, Dr. Grisana Punpeng. Dr. Grisana is the chairperson of the Bachelor of Arts in Communication Management at the Chulalongkorn University. And he is also the assistant dean, incumbent assistant dean of the Faculty of Communication Arts. He completed his Doctor of Philosophy and Drama at the United Kingdom in 2012, aligned to his undergraduate degree in Drama and Theatre, which was earned at the Royal Holloway University of London. His research interests in intercultural theatre and performance training, creative development in higher education, and creative cities in ASEAN. Recently, he conducted research in the gaming industry in Thailand for Thailand's Creative Economy Agency and the Creative City Enablers in the Buriram province for UNESCO, amongst all his several achievements. Please welcome, with a resounding applause, Dr. Grisana Punpeng.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Maria. Thank you for the introduction, and thank you, Dr. Alexander Clem, for having me here. I'm really glad to be here to join Dr. Yuyun Surya for the roundtable discussion. I'm going to share my slides. Let me. Okay, so you can see the screen, right? The title of the presentation.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So this is the topic that I'd like to share with all of you today. This is something that something that I've just decided to bring to the discussion today. I told Dr. Maria Pusta that I wanted to talk about a different topic before last week, but I decided to change pretty last minute. So the title is Misreading Soft Power, Thailand's Policy, Pitfalls and Pathways Forward. I would like to go back to 2022. This is an incident at the Coachella Valley Music and Art Festival. The Thai teen rap star Millie drew a lot of attention from all over the world when she, at the end of the show, she held up a bowl of mango sticky rice and ate it in front of the crowd. I'd like to show you the clip. So Coachella is one of the most well-known music festivals in the world. And Millie was the second Thai performer who performed at the Coachella after Lisa of Blackpink. So this became a really big sensation, and everyone praised her for promoting Thai culture through her action. And hashtag mango sticky rice was top trending on Twitter, and social feeds were overwhelmed by people showing off their mango sticky rice dishes. Government officials quickly showed their support. Many people refer to this act as soft power. Even the ex-Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha said that the government would push for mango and sticky rice to be recognized on the UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. After the incident, Thai officials became more interested in the soft power approach. And since then, the word soft power has become a very popular phrase in Thai society. So this came after the COVID-19 crisis. Thailand was heavily affected by the period of lockdown. One study projected that the outbreak would hit the Thai economy hardest among key countries, as you can see in the graph. Compared to other countries, even the EU and the world, Thailand was the most heavily hit by COVID-19. This is because tourism is a major economic contributor to Thailand. It accounts for 11.5% of GDP in 2019. The United Nations Conference on Trade and Development says that Thailand is one of the countries most hurt by the drop in tourism, and that it was estimated to have lost about $47 billion in GDP as a result. The government issued a new soft power policy for tourism agencies to promote Thai culture as part of efforts to attract international visitors. Tourism Authority of Thailand, or TAT, then launched the Soft Power Tourism Booster Shot campaign. The aim was to turn Thai soft power into an export product that would improve the nation's economic and stimulate domestic tourism across all 5 regions. So it gave us hope because when we look back on our own culture, we are proud of our culture, and we know that we have a lot to offer in terms of cultural products. The government launched the so-called 5 Fs last year with a focus on 5 key attractions: food, film, fashion, fighting, which is referred to Muay Thai, and festivals to promote Thailand internationally. This has led to our understanding of soft power as cultural products. So even in academia, as you can see in this journal article, Adapting Soft Power in Tourism Management in Thailand, the author states that culture is something that always sells. If we know how to create value, then in order to develop Thai culture into a soft power that can be sold, the government needs to open up opportunities for creating value in a variety of ways. And we have looked at other countries who have succeeded in the soft power approach, such as Japan and Korea. So we feel, as Thai people, we feel that we are not so much different, and we have a lot of potential. However, some people start to realize that actually, when we look at the term soft power, it is not cultural resources. So the government, the Thai media, and the public got it all wrong. In a recent publication entitled Window Dressing Policy, Thailand's Misuse of Soft Power as Cursory Practice by Dr. Pirat Charanwatananukul, he stated that the soft power concept, which is predicated on the outcome-based definition of power, has been misconstrued by Thai policymakers as synonymous with the resource-based definition of power. Mistaking soft power as cultural resources gravely affects how the Thai state agencies outline policy evaluation criteria, which neither conform to NICE expectations nor achieve the Thai government's objectives. So NICE is Joseph Nye, who coined the term soft power back in 1990. NICE soft power suffers the same fate in Thailand. Everyone from top to bottom in the country alludes to the magnificent concept whenever Thai culture, arts, and way of living garner press from the international community. Apart from mistaking soft power for software, this is he refers to the ex-prime minister, who instead of saying soft power, he said software. He also stressed that Thai soft power is the nation, religion, and king. So it seems like soft power can be anything, without identifying any objective affiliated with his soft power strategy. However, he is not the only top decision maker who vaguely touches on this concept. Even the foreign minister, Dom Pramat Vinay, he explains that Thai soft power is another effective power embedded in Thai culture and ways of living. Anything that we see around us, even Thai food, has become popular in every corner of the world and includes Thai boxing and our country's beautiful landscape. So going back to the original definition of soft power by Joseph Nye Jr., he coined this term in 1990. He talks about both hard and soft power that nations can use to shape global affairs. For hard power, it means the use of coercion, force, or tangible resources to achieve a nation's goals, such as military force, economic sanctions, and threats of force. For soft power, he refers to the ability to influence others through attraction, persuasion, and intangible assets like culture, values, and diplomacy. However, he emphasizes that a crucial aspect of soft power is that it depends on what the target thinks. And power is conveyed through resources, whether tangible or intangible. But having the resources of power does not guarantee that you always get the outcome that you want. Policymakers must have the contextual intelligence to understand what game they are playing, which resources provide the best basis for power behavior in a particular context. So for the Thai government, they need to answer these questions. Who are our specific targets? Because at the moment, our target, sorry, I was trying to click admit to let someone in the waiting room to come in. Because at the moment, it seems like our target is just anyone who wants to visit Thailand or anyone outside of the country. The second question is, what do they think about our offering? Because at the moment, it seems like the center is placed upon us. It's about what we have, what we want to offer, but we don't really know what the others think about our offerings, like Muay Thai or Thai food. We know that we have all of these resources, but we really don't know what the others perceive of us or our resources. The third question is, what are the specific outcomes that we want? So we know the government and even the public, we know that we want to portray the rich culture that we have, but what are the specific outcomes that we want from all of these campaigns that we're having? And how do we measure the soft power policy outcomes? That is something that hasn't really been talked about. And honestly, it doesn't seem like we even know any of these answers. According to NAI, an attempt to accomplish any objectives through hard power or soft power resources requires a certain measure of success. And the author of the policy review asserts that various types of evaluation criteria must be used to assess whether a soft power initiative is effective. This can include public opinion poll or process tracing method. So in the 20-year national strategy of Thailand, there is no clear evaluation criteria in terms of soft power strategies. And this is the same with other policies that have been released by the government. Soft power is referred to resources in all of these policies. And that means that there is difficulty in allocating the budget on soft power schemes when there isn't a way to evaluate them. All right, so I talked about the issue of misunderstanding and how it has led to bigger issues in terms of policy and planning of the nations. Now, these are the pathways forward. In the policy review, the author suggests that the Thai government should create soft power indicators among the relevant government agencies. And this has only been done by one organization, Thailand's Foundation, which is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs affiliated organization. So this organization actually referred to Joseph Nye's concepts of soft power and really came up with the indicators to assess the effectiveness of all of the soft power policies. It has outlined the quantitative and qualitative indicators that can account for measuring soft power policy effectiveness, such as tracking the perceptions of others towards Thailand over time. And he also suggested that instead of focusing on only the cultural resources, we can aim to build an international status based on shared values like democracy, humanitarian, and moral authority, which can win the support of other nations. He also gave an example of legalizing same-sex marriage, which is something that's been ongoing, but we haven't come to a conclusion yet. The government can also delegate soft power tasks to the civil society sector, who has the greatest soft power resources and attractiveness. Because Thailand has a vibrant civil society sector with groups working on a wide range of issues, from human rights and environmental protection to education and health advocacy. This section includes human rights organizations, women's rights and gender equality, labor and workers' rights, education and youth development, media and freedom of expression, just to name a few. And this is my last slide, and I would like to talk about my reflection on this discovery. So on a personal note, the discovery of the misinformation of soft power in media and through government agencies has shown me how it can affect how we understand various topics and the choices we make on different levels. It has also reminded me how important it is to be a smart and responsible information consumer, especially as an academic whose roles include creating and disseminating knowledge, promoting critical thinking, addressing social issues, engaging with the public, influencing policy, and finally contributing to the betterment of society. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Punpeng, for your very insightful talk. Please reserve your questions after the talk of our next discussant. And meanwhile, you may post your questions in the chat box. Our next discussant, Dr. Yuyun Izati Surya, is an assistant professor and postgraduate program coordinator at the Universitas Airlangga. Her research interests are multiculturalism, social media activism, and ethnic and minority identity. At present, Dr. Surya is managing a research project on the elderly and the use of digital technology and digital tourism, funded by the Airlangga University Center for Digital Media and Community. She obtained her PhD in Media, Film, and Television at the University of Auckland, where she conducted a study on the construction of Papuan ethnic identity on Facebook. She also holds a master's and a bachelor's degree in communication from Monash University and Universitas Airlangga. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with another resounding applause, Dr. Yuyun Surya.
Thank you, Dr. Gwen, for the introduction. I also would like to send my great appreciation to Dr. Alexander Clem, who conduct this webinar, and also nice to meet you, Dr. Grisana Punpeng. Hopefully this is not the beginning as well as the end. I really hope that, we can have a collaboration in the near future between the Southeast Asian University, particularly in the area of media studies and also the popular culture. Let me share my PowerPoint here. I hope everyone already see my PowerPoint. While Dr. Grisana Punpeng talked about the policy level of the, preserving the culture in Thailand, I would like to going down to earth, discussing about several phenomena related to pop culture in Indonesia and how the role of social media really affect the way they articulate the pop culture in Indonesia, as well as the way it affects the identity expression on social media. So here's my presentation today: pop culture, identity, and the role of social media in contemporary Indonesia. I always said jokingly to my student that, whenever we are talking about pop culture, of course, we cannot really separate pop culture from Indonesia, because these two words are really inseparable. Mainly because this is again a joke that our own president of Indonesia, Pak Joko Widodo, or Jokowi, is part of the pop culture icon himself. In several occasions, he plays a guitar. He also loves heavy metal genre music, and also, in several occasions as well, he really doesn't mind showing his 3 fingers, like showing that he is a big fan of heavy metal, genre of music and also band. And this is not only the thing that he did. He also became the icon because of his fashion style. Like in several marketplaces, we will see that there are lots of Jokowi, the nickname that we used to say for our president. We see that in marketplace such as Bukalapak, we have a picture of him wearing a bomber jacket, and then the online shop said that this is a Jokowi bomber jacket, And also when he met Elon Musk, the netizen in Indonesia and as well as in Malaysia showing interest in his sneakers. That's why in here I screenshot one of the Twitter accounts saying that like the Jokowi's sneakers is made in Indonesia, in Bandung, West Java, western part of Java in Indonesia, and it costs ringgit Malaysian 112. So again, this is the example of how like Indonesia and pop culture is cannot be separated. And when we go back 5 years ago, when Indonesia hosted Asian Games, and with the opening ceremony, we also see how our president play as the what do you call that? As whenever he enters to the stadium, he did something that is kind of like spectacular, because he plays just like a movie star in Hollywood, playing like driving a motorcycle, etc. So let me show you the I don't know. I think I'm gonna stop share and then try to share another so that I can go. Oh, hang on. Just wait. Share sound and then paste.
Biarkan saja. apa.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I guess this is showing how, like the president really love to be part of that show, not only open up the ceremony, but also showing how he's very excited to open up the the Asian Games with that kind of action, really similar to the a lot of netizen in social media say that it is similar to Mission Impossible, etc. Even there are lots of people say that, well, not all presidents in several countries would like to do it as part of the show to open up the ceremony. But again, I guess pop culture in Indonesia is not only happened quite recent, because as Haryanto observed, that pop culture in Indonesia have been thriving as never before since 1998. That was before the Suharto regime or New Order regime stepped down and the Reformation era began. And pop culture, of course, is a product of industrialized society, where both the signifying practices and the observable products, that is culture, are produced and all performed in a great number, often with the assistance of technologies of mass production, distribution, and duplication, making them highly accessible to the populace. Of course, I would not say that pop culture in Indonesia represented only by the president, but again, because of the definition of the pop culture itself, that it should be mass production, accessible by the population or the mass society. Then of course we are going through not only the president, but also I'm going to explain about the phenomena in the society in general. If we going back to that definition, we knew that there are two types, or maybe two elements of the popular culture itself, that is for the people and by the people. So for the people, for instance, mass-produced commodified messages through music, television, social media, radio, film, and also by the people, non-industrialized, relatively independent communicative practices that circulate through various means, just such as event, parades, and festival, often but not always in opposition or alternative to the mass-produced commodities of entertainment lifestyle. It is quite coincidence that last month we celebrated our Independence Day, 78th Independence Day, and after 2-3 years of pandemic, Indonesian society kind of like very excited and have the euphoria to celebrate this independence 78th anniversary of Indonesia. For almost a month, society in Indonesia, in every level, they conduct, or they created a parade, cultural parade, a fashion festival, a traditional fashion festival in Indonesia. And it started from the easternmost part of Indonesia, that is Papua. In here, the picture in the in our left-hand side on top corner, I screen capture the parade or the carnival, celebrating Indonesian independence, with a lot of native or indigenous Papuan wearing their traditional attire. And in the middle top, we see, I'm quite sure that none of us, identify this as Indonesia, because it is very similar to, Brazil or, anywhere else in the world, because of that, fancy, colorful fashion that they wear during the fashion carnival. This is in Jember, in East Java, part of the East Java. Jember is the city where they regularly create or establish since 14 years ago the festival, it's called Jember Fashion Festival, and it's quite, have a media already exposed it, and it's kind of like very viral, and it's very famous as well in Indonesia. But again, not only eastern part of Indonesia that celebrate Independence Day through parade, but also like in Medan, in North Sumatra. This is also in Yogyakarta, part of the Central Java, and this is also in East Java, where like a lot of carnival wearing the traditional attire or fashion, but as well they also invited Miss Universe to be part of that carnival. In this way, it's very interesting how they kind of like combine or converge between the local as well as the international things related to the identity through a cultural expression. And last year, related to the fashion itself, there is a very viral occasion in the buffer zone in our capital city, in Jakarta. There is an area called Citayam, where lots of youngsters and also teenagers would like to hang out in there, because there are lots of cafes, etc. And then suddenly it becomes very popular because one or two celebrity influencers put it in social media, and then they name this event or occasion as Citayam Fashion Week. They kind of like recognizing a lot of micro celebrities such as JJ with particular slang language, and also they try to kind of like distinct themselves in terms of fashion identity, trying to compare it to Korean fashion style or Harajuku style. That's why they put this the picture, that this one the left hand side is from Citayam, and then this the right hand side is from Harajuku or Korean style. So again, when we are talking about Citayam Fashion Week, actually it is a product that exists within the perpetual social inequality that is between marginal street fashion, because they're not really organized themselves. They're just only a street, a person that is really love to wear a fashionable attire or clothes, versus the elite-like fashion event that is created by the influencer. That's why they call it Citayam Fashion Week, named after the Paris Fashion Week, etc. And Citayam Fashion Week is an example of how pop culture is created through the intervention of elite. Again, as I said, this Citayam Fashion Week is very famous because one put it in a social media that is the celebrity influencer, the elite, of course, and it becomes viral. And then suddenly there are also controversy about the copyrights. The brand, one of the influencer would like to register the copyright Citayam Fashion Week brand to the authority, but again, there are lots of course, controversy that, like the elite really have no rights to do that. And again, in here we can indicate, there is an indication that there is an emphasizing distinctive fashion identity by comparing them to other fashion styles such as Harajuku or Korean fashion style. And a lot of new micro celebrities created slang language. Micro celebrities, according to Sen, is the commitment to deploy and maintain one's online identity as if it were a branded good, with the expectation that others do the same. So, talking about Korean fashion style, Korean kind of like also, expand their pop culture to Indonesia, which we call it like the Hallyu or Korean wave. And again, I think this is we can see in here that this is the data of the topics, people and trends in the social media conversation in Indonesia. And again, of course, K-pop partnership, we see a lot of, K-pop stars start in ad in Indonesia, particularly fast-moving consumer goods such as cosmetic, etc. And again, I'm going to show you how the social media affect the way our netizen in Indonesia articulating their identity and developing a so-called hybrid identity. So let me stop this and then try to share. Oh, again, hang on. Oops, sorry, wrong.
스테파는 간말이 아직 노랑 봤어? 하나 소랑 가성하다고 한 다비 또 너나만이 시작까지는 심해 왔었나? 아 뭉케네 심해한테 왜 어? 허랑 아팔 시한테 보고? 시한테 보고 그냥 심해야?
Everyone thought that that is the netizen in Indonesia that is talking Korean, but in fact, they're talking about a native West Javanese language that is Sunda. So again, this is, as I said, that this is kind of very interesting how they articulate their hybrid identity. Like they are talking in Indonesian, sub-ethnic language, but the accent is kind of like Korean. And another example is, I'm going to show you this one.
Menggunjing orang itu sarang dosa, mengganggu orang itu sarang dosa, mencaci orang itu sarang dosa, menfitnah orang itu sarang dosa, 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 dosa.
This is a BTS, one of the famous boy band from Korea, but the netizen, dubbing it with the Indonesian, classic Indonesian music genre that is usually, the lyric is kind of like full of religion teaching, like the moral teaching, etc. So it's kind of like very interesting how they do this. So let me stop share and I'm going to continue my PowerPoint. Oops. Yes. Again, so this is the example of how netizen or the social media affect the way they articulate their own identity, and somehow they develop kind of like the hybrid identity. So what is hybrid identity? I kind of like adopt this term from Homi Bhabha that explain the hybrid identity is the mixture of the cultural practice, and usually cultural hybridity can be seen in the role played by the language in in interaction. And again, I think this is in line with what Bourdieu said, that there are a particular area where it is called the linguistic marketplace, where the symbolic market, it is the symbolic market where linguistic exchange happens. So I think social media is the symbolic market itself. And in this case, social media may offer new ways of constructing hybridity. And Bickenhoff argue that the cyberspace strengthens hybrid identity among groups. Of course, this is supported by the interactivity and multimodality characters of social media. What is multimodality and interactivity characters of social media? Gerbaudo claims that it is the ideology of social media because multimodality allows social media to incorporate various modes of messages such as visual, audio, and also moving images, and interactivity in terms of where people post and also receive an instant comments, likes, and share. And these comments, likes, and share responses encourage the continuation of interaction between users. Talking about Hallyu or Korean wave, again, it also sparks the fandom that is going online as well, the online fandom. And I captured here one of the online fandom, Korean online fandom group from social media that is also not only talking about the K-drama, but also have lots of things to discuss, including the multicultural awareness. So they kind of like become the multicultural activists as well, or social media activists, because what they do is, like for instance, they talk about the hospital playlist, the popular K-drama, and then they also discuss about the lesson learned from that K-drama, that is, tolerance and acceptance. And also the other thing, they also talk about the, again, one of the very famous Korean drama series, Hometown Cha-Cha, and they say that, like the lesson learned that we, as the netizen or the fandom group of the Korean drama can get from this Hometown Cha-Cha drama is to consider a lot of the psychological background of the person when we try to interact with them. So I can conclude that social media in Indonesia has shaped and transformed pop culture into digital pop culture that emphasizes on possibilities of various identity expression. And with its interactivity and multimodality, social media provides provides spaces of identity contestation for its user to articulate both hybrid and authentic identity. And digital pop culture in Indonesia allows users to become not only fans, but also social media activists that empowers others. And digital pop culture reshaped the expression of Indonesian identity as multicultural society locally and globally through linguistic exchange in symbolic market social media. I think that's all that I would like to present. Of course, thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you to Dr. Surya for a very comprehensive talk. We now open the floor for the open forum. Allow me to read a question at the chat box from Dr. Clem, addressed to Dr. Punpeng. The objective of the Thailand Film Office, TFO, under the Department of Tourism is to get foreign filmmakers to come to Thailand and to make films, features, documentaries, music, videos, TV shows, etc. that portray Thailand in positive ways. Those foreign-made films set in Thailand are an important source of revenue for Thailand and a job creator. They are also a sort of soft power because they are supposed to foster film-induced tourism. But over the last 10 to 15 years, the efforts of the Thailand Film Office seem to be inconsistent and disjoint. Example, the government-sponsored film festivals and the TFO online film magazine comes and go. Please talk about the role of foreign filmmaking and Thai soft power.
Thank you for the question, Dr. Clem. So for in terms of this scheme I think it has been an ongoing effort of the Thai government to bring in more film productions to Thailand. I think I mean, apart from the natural and cultural resources that that we have, that we are able to offer and include the lower cost for production, I think there are other aspects that foreign filmmakers look for as well. Language is also one barrier. So I've heard of some problems in terms of language barrier between the local production teams and the team from abroad, as well as style of working. Because Thailand seems to be, well, the Thai people seems to be quite easygoing, and sometimes that can be very different from the expectations from foreign filmmakers. So you would like to discuss the role of foreign filmmaking and Thai soft power in. Can I ask you to elaborate more on?
Oh yes, yeah. Let me elaborate. And the question goes to both speakers actually. I mean, this is not just for Thailand, but you know, in Indonesian countries, I noticed there's a big foreign film production. Westerners, you know, from America, Europe, but also from countries like India, Japan, Korea, they come to Thailand, Malaysia, and I don't know whether they also how much they come to Indonesia and the Philippines or Vietnam to make their films here. And I can only say in Thailand, there seems to be a strong effort by the government, you know, to have foreign filmmakers come here. I mean, it's not just multi-million, but the multi-billion Thai baht industry. And so foreign filmmakers work together when they come here with their crews, like, with Thai crews, and there may be like language problems. So sometimes, but in general, they really praise the ingenuity of the Thai filmmakers and everybody on the set. So it seems to me that during COVID, the foreign filmmaking in Thailand reduced a lot, you know, down to a few dozen films, I guess. But usually it's like 600 or 700 film productions every year or more that foreigners make here. And all these films are taken back to their countries and they are shown to people in Switzerland, Germany, everywhere. Yeah. So it is a sort of soft power. The films, the filmmakers can receive a bit of a tax refund, where let's say when they show Thailand in a positive way, like the beautiful countryside beaches, maybe images of the royals, full posters of the royals, then that also helps. But there's the Thailand Film Office, and they are under the Department of Tourism, not under Arts and Culture. So I wonder maybe like, why is it under tourism and not arts and culture? That's one thing I wonder about. And the Thailand Film Office, they seem to, I don't know, their efforts seem to be disjointed. You know, we had the Bangkok Film Festival for a while. It's here and then it goes. They produce film magazines and they're here and then they disappear again. So do you feel like there's a real effort and like a 5-year or 10-year plan how Thailand can get more revenue from foreign filmmaking in Thailand, and the same Indonesia, but I don't know, Malaysia, Philippines.
Yeah, I think bureaucracy is a big issue here, and it's not uncommon to see an office such as Thailand Film Office to be situated within a totally different sector, such as tourism. But I assume that the reason of that is because they would like to cater to foreign filmmakers. So when we talk about bringing in workers or investors or people from abroad, then that is directly related to tourism, the tourism authority, right? So I guess under that is related to being more receptive to foreign filmmakers, and that's why, because we know that there are many cultural resources that filmmakers abroad look for, like the natural resources that we have, or the unique culture, and maybe that could be the reason why this Thailand Film Office is situated within the tourism Department of Tourism, and we see that in other areas too. You know, like when we talk about the creative industries, we also have within that tourism. It's included as one of the industries within the creative industries, and that can be really confusing, because when we think about the budget, so the budget would be allocated to both the Thailand Authority, the Tourism Authority, as well as the creative industry, and the budget would, be for the same reason, which is tourism. So I mean, we see a lot of inconsistency and things that are not supposed to be where they are in terms of in terms of practical, how can I say, like in practice, it seems like it's not going to be so effective when there are many people or many organizations or many government units are focusing on the same thing. Yeah, so apart from the Thailand Film Office, there's also the Department of Culture that's also in charge, and also other government agencies as well that are also in charge of promoting film, or like promoting using Thai culture in films for local Thai filmmakers and also for foreign filmmakers. Yeah, I guess that's how I see it.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a question here for Dr. Yuyun. We know that Indonesia is a culturally diverse country. Has this have its toll on the current pop culture of Indonesia today?
Can you come again, Gwen, at the question?
Sorry, we know that Indonesia is a culturally diverse country.
Yep.
Has this an impact on the current pop culture of Indonesia today?
The impact of diversity. I guess it's pretty much impacted the background of the diversity, because we kind of like, again, as showing in one of the slides, that during the carnival, that it's amazingly that this is a self-funded, so none of the local or regional government fund this festival or this parade. So the society themselves try to create the carnival that expressing their ethnic distinct culture, etc. So again, yes, I guess as you may see that like the cultural carnival or cultural parade in Papua might be very different from the parade in Java, and people in Sumatra also trying to express their like the kind of like distinct culture or clothes, traditional clothes that they wear during the carnival. Again, somehow during this globalization, somehow this diversity kind of like become more homogeneous, as I said, that like you may not really can differentiate between carnival, fashion carnival in Indonesia as well as in Brazil, for instance, because of that global impact of the the content through social media, etc. So again, relating to what the topic that I've talked previously, that social media itself kind of like also affect the way we see or the way we give meaning making to what diverse mean. Somehow diverse in terms of pop culture, meaning that we recognize the Korean style, the Harajuku style, the Paris, which is haute couture or, you know, avant-garde, etc. So again, it's kind of like bringing us the Indonesian society kind of like hybrid. You know, we really celebrated the diverse, not only the diverse from our own country, but also the various impact from several countries. Thank you.
And another question for Dr. Grisana. Public and cultural diplomacy are tools for states to enhance their soft power in international affairs. Can you say that the support given by the Thai state to make Muay Thai, Thai boxing, an official Olympic sport be considered soft power?
Sorry, I missed the first part of the question. Can you repeat the first part?
Yeah. Public and cultural diplomacy are tools for states to enhance their soft power in international affairs. Can you say that the support given by the Thai state to make Muay Thai, an official Olympic sport, be considered a soft power?
Okay, so this would be my personal opinion, right?
Yes.
I think it depends on, it can be a soft power, but we're talking about an effort or policy, a soft power policy or initiative, right? But we're not saying that Muay Thai itself is a soft power. That's what is usually misunderstood. So soft power is not a cultural resources, not cultural resources. And when there's a campaign or policy to promote a particular cultural resource, such as Muay Thai, we need to have evaluation criteria as well. So if Muay Thai becomes an Olympic sport, then we have to assess whether that really helps change the perceptions of a target nation or a target audience towards Thailand. Being included as an Olympic sport, is not considered a success in terms of soft power, because it doesn't really respond to how others perceive us. So I mean, in a way, right? I mean, being accepted, yes, but does that lead to more tourists in Thailand? Does that lead to Thailand becoming more well-known on an international stage? So being an Olympic sport itself is not a success, but there has to be more evaluation criteria.
Thank you, Dr. Punpeng. We invite the participants to type in your questions at the chat box.
Dr. Gwen, can I add something about
Yes,
in relation to what Dr. Grisana said, that here in Indonesia, I think the image of Thailand is very positive. You know, like we have the durian from Thailand. We have, you know, like even chicken, the Bangkok chicken, etc. So again,
really,
I guess, yes, it is. So again, the food or the clothes that is, attached, Thailand attached to that thing is kind of like make us believe that it is, the good, the prime quality that we can have. So again, within Southeast Asia, I guess Thailand is kind of like have a very, very positive image to that, pop cultural products. And again, I guess that is kind of like a soft diplomacy through gastronomic that we can say, like it's kind of like a thing that, again, Indonesia really accept Thailand as a very positive image because they're cultural products that really exposed by us. Thank you, Dr. Gwen. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you so much.
While waiting for other questions, any last words from the both of our discussants?
Well, I'm just very happy to be here and to be included in the panel. And I really enjoy listening to Dr. Yuyun Surya about the pop culture in Indonesia and how it has changed with with social media. That's very interesting. And very similar as well to Thailand, to the new generation.
Maybe
yes, yeah, sure.
I would like maybe a brief question to both speakers. Maybe you could you have given a presentation about your topic. I think we'd also be interested to hear about your university, especially about your department, and you could maybe tell us for a few minutes about the programs that you offer. Do you have a program in media studies, in communication?
Yes.
Do these programs also include modules on popular culture? Are those modules popular with the students? Do your students still want to study something like popular culture, media studies, and communication? So yeah, please talk about your department and your programs, if you could, please.
Yes, may I talk first, Dr. Punpeng?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dr. Alexander Clem, for allowing us to introduce our program. For the last 3 years, I have appointed as the postgraduate program in media and communication as the coordinator, and in that program we have 2 streams that is called digital media studies and digital corporate communication. In that digital media studies, we also learn about the role of social media in shaping the practice of journalism, the practice of like media consumption, as well as the pop culture itself, and again also the impact of that technology in our multicultural society. So again, yes, in our postgraduate program, master program, we have a program called postgraduate program Master in Media and Communication with 2 different streams: digital media studies and digital corporate communication. As for the undergraduate, we have also communication science. It is internationally accredited as well. We also have lots of courses or subjects that offer also for the students to understand pop culture. For instance, we have the subjects called Cinema Indonesia, Indonesian cinema. We also have the creative arts and visual. We also have media identity and multiculturalism. We also have big data and also digital and big data journalism. So again, that things might also really attract a lot of students to join. We have like per year we have an intake about 150 undergraduate students, and they are really excited knowing the fact that we offer that kind of subjects. And of course, again, I'm really happy to be part of this panel, because again, this is kind of like open up lots of opportunity for us in Southeast Asia to collaborate further, not only in terms of panel, but also maybe exchanging staff, maybe research collaboration, as well as, like any kind of, webinars, guest lecture, etc. So again, thank you very much, Dr. Gwen and also Dr. Clem, to invite me to join this panel. Thank you.
As for Chulalongkorn University, so I'm from the Faculty of Communication Arts, and at the faculty, we have 5 departments: public relations, mass communication, journalism, speech communication and performing arts, and motion pictures and still photography. We have both bachelor's degree courses, bachelor's degree programs, and masters, as well as 1 PhD program in communication arts. Most of the courses, most of the programs are taught in Thai, with an exception of 2 courses, 2 programs. So one is communication management on an undergraduate level, and strategic communication management on master's level. And we have just revised our curriculum as well, all of our curricula actually this year. So starting from this year, most of the courses have been renewed, and we have included data analytics into many of our courses as well. And the use of AI has also been included in our writing courses. And we have a master's degree in cultural industries and journalism, new media, and data studies. So these are quite new and updated. Yes. So
is pop culture a niche? Is it a niche,
Oh,
or
pop
are the students happy to study pop culture? Is it popular subject?
It's very popular.
Very.
Yeah, very popular. I think even though it's something that we see every day, and they are the ones who participate and even take part in the creation of pop culture, but they are still curious to learn more, especially from other cultures as well.
Yes. For me in Universitas Airlangga, I really witnessed lots of undergraduate students with its undergraduate thesis. They really researching about Hallyu, Korean, etc. Korean wave, Korean drama through textual as well as audience research. While for a master degree, we kind of like have various part, including a thesis by creative project. And last semester, we also supervised a student make a film. So they are making a short film about the post-trauma syndrome. Post sexual harassment trauma syndrome kind of. So this is an individual project, and this postgraduate student also developed this only short 20 minutes film as their final thesis. In postgraduate, we also had a international students from Madagascar, from Nigeria, from Belarusia, as well as South Africa. So again, yes, in our postgraduate program, we conduct the class bilingually. That's the addition. Thank you.
Thank you to you both. There's a follow-up question for Dr. Surya. Despite the cultural diversity brought by hybrid culture, do you think that it may be a threat to traditional or conservative culture of a certain country? How do you think we can preserve original culture while accepting cultural influences from popular culture? This question is from Cedric Yoro.
Thank you, Cedric Yoro. I think it's very hard for us now, the millennials, to preserve our, traditional or, like the culture that we have, because the, generation already in touch with lots of, exposed from social media from other countries. Yes, of course, the diversity itself may be a threat to traditional or conservative culture. We still have, a lot of people nowadays in Indonesia kind of like divided into a very fundamental one, like seeing the LGBTQ is a threat to our, traditional values, as well. The other one who see that, it's okay. It's kind of like, we need to recognize that, the LGBTQ community exists in the society. We need to protect them. We do not really want to persecute them, etc. But again, this is kind of like, hopefully, I just really hope that millennials, like the students, kind of like be wise to see this kind of like different opinion regarding different or diversity, diverse social group in Indonesia as well as overseas that they get from the social media. And I really agree with that, with Dr. Punpeng said that, beware of the misinformation, hoaxes developed in social media content that is easily created because of the AI, because of the, technology that allowed us to get, to develop a lot of misinformation, disinformation, even hoaxes, fake content through social media. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Yuyun. There's a question for both our discussants, Dr. Surya and Dr. Grisana, from Aimee Camille Adventula. I would just like to ask your thoughts on the impact of social media towards our separate soft powers as countries in Southeast Asia, and B, a collective soft power as an Asian region. Do you think technology and social media nowadays help us preserve and promote our soft powers as separate cultures better, or do you think it is leaning towards a collective one? Whoever would like to start. The question is in the chat box.
Okay, I think it can help us preserve and promote our soft powers as separate cultures. I mean, they can do both, right? Social media, they can help us preserve as well as create a more collective representation of culture. But that depends on the users, because that's the main feature of social media, right? So it depends on who use them and whether or not they were willing to, they are leaning towards which side. I think in Thailand in particular, I think the government agencies, they are becoming more aware of the impact of social media, and they're using it to promote, and they are focusing on using these resources as their soft power to influence others, to appreciate our culture, our unique qualities. So from the government agencies side, I think they're using it in a way to help preserve and promote. Not so much from the public users, I think, but you can also see, I think, depends on the audience as well. So for example, the Thai local audience, if you are using TikTok or Instagram, so what's on your feed would be based on your preference, right? And so I think the local, from what I've seen, with my friends and staff at my university, so on their feeds they'll see a lot of elements from our local cultures, like Thai folk songs, for example, or TV dramas, clips from TV dramas and shows. Whereas if it's someone who don't really pay much attention to the local content, they will see content from maybe more international, or from America, from Europe, instead of the local ones. So social media can be used both ways, and that also depends on the audience and what they're looking for.
Allow me to add what Dr. Punpeng said, that I really do agree with that. Well, I would like to add that, like the key to a more positive role of social media is the digital literacy. That somehow is not only a functional literacy, but also a critical literacy, where again we see nowadays that there are lots of fake contents, disinformation, misinformation, and it is due to the technology support that is really like the AI, a lot of like deep fake, photoreal, etc., that allow them to easily spread and make it viral, the content that is not really based on a true event. So again, I think the cyberbullying, like the what you call the hoaxes, particularly political hoaxes, health hoaxes, as well as like when the deep fake, kind of like everyone know how to make a deep fake, like in Indonesia there are lots of social media contents includes in the, you know, our president like talking with, you know, like it kind of like, you know, everyone that, you know, those who doesn't have any critical literacy might think that it is our president talking to them. But in fact, this is a really just only the deepfake technology. So again, whether social media become the tool for collective or to separate within the nation as well as throughout Southeast Asian nation, it kind of like depends on the level of digital literacy. And we in Indonesia really give a big concern of how we increase the critical digital literacy to our society, because there are lots of people have, you know, become the victim of the, you know, like fake, a lot of things, fake information. They kind of like, you know, a lot of people that cheating others using social media. So again, yes, we in Indonesia are really concerned about increasing the level of our critical digital literacy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We also like to take this opportunity to invite both our discussants. We have a 2024 International Conference of the Southeast Asian Media Studies Association. It will be held at Sunway University in Malaysia. It's scheduled to happen February, if my dates are correct, February 29th, about March 2. I will email to you both, as my friends, long-standing friends, an invite for.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. Now, at this point, we are ready to award our certificates of appreciation. Let me read the citation, and thank you, Dr. Clem, that you're still on board. The Southeast Asian Media Studies webinar awards the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Grisana Punpeng for imparting his valuable expertise as speaker on the Southeast Asian Media Studies webinar, initiating an introspection of popular culture in modern Southeast Asia, a roundtable discussion on the 15th of September 2023, signed by our Executive Director, Dr. Alexander G. Clem. Let's move on to the next slide. Sorry. Allow me to read the citation for Dr. Yuyun's, wait, just a minute. Sorry about that. For the certificate of appreciation is awarded to Dr. Yuyun Surya for imparting the invaluable expertise as speaker on the Southeast Asian Media Studies webinar, initiating an introspection of popular culture in modern Southeast Asia, a roundtable discussion. The webinar is never complete without its closing remarks. And to honor us by doing the closing remarks for our first ever popular culture webinar is our Executive Director, Dr. Alexander Clem.
Yes, hello everyone again. Thank you so much to our two discussants and for giving us your insights. It was really very interesting. Thank you so much. Also to Dr. Gwen. You thanked me a lot. Actually, it's Dr. Gwen who organized everything, so all the thanks should go to her. And you mentioned the conference. SEAMSA has had 2 conferences so far. Both of them were online. And now we have partnered with Sunway University in Kuala Lumpur to make it happen on site. We have already received around 60 abstracts, and the call for abstracts is still open until the end of October. So I encourage everyone to send us an abstract and to join us either on site in Kuala Lumpur next year, or if you cannot travel, you can also participate online. It's a hybrid conference. And you can find all the information on SEAMSA.org. The call for papers and everything is there. Also, we are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook. So the information is easy to find about the conference. Please, I think the rates for the conference are really reasonable. So please consider joining us. Also consider joining SEAMSA. It's all volunteer-based organization, but we are expanding rapidly. Within 1 year, we went from 200 to 800 individual members, and I think if it's a good trend, all right. But it's a lot of volunteer efforts, and of course, we would like to have more partner institutions and individual members also from Thailand and Indonesia. So I hope we can make that happen in the future. Yeah, thank you so much. Now we've had so many webinars already. I believe we have 2 more webinars, one in October and one in November. And the information for those 2, when they're all finalized, will be on Facebook and on the website very soon. All right, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Clem. A webinar is never complete without a photo opportunity. May we request all the participants to kindly turn on their video for a short photo opportunity. I will cue you when I'm okay. Let's wait for the others. All right, thank you. Kate, Camille. Okay. All right, we're good to go. At the count of 3, I do not know which panel you will be coming from, but let's take our photos. Lester, you may want to open. Marcus too. Camille and Winston. Okay. At the count of 3, just keep smiling. 1, 2, 3. Next panel, 1, 2, 3. All right, another panel, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess that's about it. It would also not be fitting to close the webinar without acknowledging the university hymns of our esteemed distinguished speakers or discussants. Sorry about that. Thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. And thank you so much our distinguished discussants, Dr. Grisana Punpeng and Dr. Yuyun Surya, both in Bandung, Indonesia for the AMIC conference. Bye-bye. God bless you everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Gwen. Thank you, Dr. Clem. Thank you, Dr. Punpeng. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
About the e-certificates, we will send you the webinar evaluation link and we will send you your certificates. Thank you
Thank you
once
so much.
again. God
Thank
bless
you. Bye. God bless.
Bye-bye.